He thought you turned your camera off, but we're good. We're good to go. Yeah, you need your mic.
Anthony.
Yeah, the posts are up.
Hey, Anthony. Where you at right now? Virginia still, or? Ooh, Charlotte. Good city.
Okay. Yeah.
Do what? Yeah, I gotta keep your. I need to adjust my earpiece. Yeah, I can hear you.
Don't press buttons on the earpiece.
Oh, that wasn't me.
Okay.
Is there a button on the earpiece?
Well, it clicked in my ear. Don't press it.
The ding.
We're good. Wait, Anthony, say something. Okay, we're good. All right, you ready? Adam, countdown. Yep. 10. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Beyond the Box. I'm Abby Alonzo. We're missing a face here, maybe at the table, but he should be on the screen. I actually can't see the screen. Anthony is out of town, but he so kindly joined us through Discord. And we're running it back with Jared Foster. Happy to have you.
Yeah.
Everything worked out
We're
this
working
time.
this time. We got the
It's working.
Wi-Fi going.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi's going. We have earpieces in. I mean, we have
It's
a call
legit.
in. It's crazy.
It's
It's crazy.
legit.
We're evolving. That being said, it's a beautiful day outside. However, LSU baseball did not have a great weekend. Tennessee swept them. Lots of missed opportunities. And you really start to question what the hell is going on, to be honest. Overall thoughts, both of you, on this past weekend?
We definitely live. I just want to make sure. There we are. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm in the mix. I hate what's going on with LSU baseball. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm like, it's disgusting to me.
Whoa, disgusting. Actually, I don't disagree with you, honestly. Jared?
Where's the fire? You know,
Yeah.
someone put the flame underneath them.
Also,
Get something going.
also, what's going on with the coaching and the decisions? Like, I need answers.
Well, okay, that's one of the things that you and I talked about when he switched Gage Jump and Luke Holman. Gage Friday. And
There was three things for me this weekend that were really troubling. You have one of the best pitchers in the SEC and in the country as your Friday night guy, and we're trying to reinvent the wheel by potentially starting him on Saturday. Who cares? Go against their best pitcher if that's what we're scared of. Like, I hate that. Like, go against their best pitcher head to head. So one, that's first thing. I think that's I hate that move. Yeah. He should be our Friday guy. It doesn't matter who's pitching or what team it is, where we're at. He should be the Friday guy. Go get game one, win, or at least go with your best bolts. Number two, on Saturday when Luke Holman has 91 pitches and he's the best pitcher in the country, or one of the best pitchers in the country, and he's your Friday night guy, let him get out of his jam. He'd been pitching really well. He gave up one or two hits to that point. He had a no-hitter through five. Let him get out of that jam. I know hindsight's always 20/20, but throwing in Griffin Herring first pitch, doubling the gap or whatever it was to take the lead, I hated it. Hated it. And then today, why is Cade Anderson not starting? Why Nate Hackenhausen? Nothing against Nate. He did some great things for us down the stretch last year and won some, and has been a good arm for us. But Cade Anderson should be our Sunday guy. I've said this for a month straight now. And then we bring him in when it's 6-2 and we use him for an inning. I'm off it. I'm sick of it. Honestly, it's actually making me mad.
I was gonna ask about Cade Anderson, but
yeah, with his arm, his talent, can't have him going against. Every team's good. You never know who could win the game. Baseball's crazy. But if you have Anderson going midweek against, Southeastern McNeese, whoever it may be, whoever. Why can't we put?
He pitches him for 2 innings also midweek. Like, what are we doing? We're wasting this kid.
Going over there, throw a bullpen, and like, come on.
I'm sick of it. I'm honestly sick of it. Like, I don't even care anymore. I've been sugarcoating things, and I've had some confidence in what they're doing, but I'm not confident anymore. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think I asked you last week, at what point do you start to question Jay Johnson? And he's a great coach, but what's been happening?
I'm questioning him. I'm questioning him. I want to have him on the show, and I want to ask him questions. Like, I really do. Like, I want to question him. I have no idea what's going on.
So when you go back to the whole Holman and Friday night spot, I don't care what the matchups are, whatever it may be. He's your guy. You know, we have established that by now. You leave him in no matter what. It could be, you know, an entire lefty lineup he's going against. You leave him in there, especially in a tight situation. You can bring someone else in. He's already out there. He's going. If he's your guy, trust him. Let him go.
I couldn't agree more. That, like, as a former Friday guy, as a starting pitcher,
Yeah.
you want to get out of your jam, especially when you're pitching well. It would be one thing if he was battling, if he was struggling the whole game, but 5 1/3 or whatever it was when you're at 91 pitches or 6, whatever it was, 6 1/3. I don't even know. Whatever inning it was. No, he should be getting out of that jam, at least be getting his chance. So.
And how pissed would you be if you got taken out in that situation?
Yeah, and then the reliever
it's
comes
my
in and
ball.
catches in your run. You watch something
Yeah.
happen when it was your mess to clean up.
Yeah.
And yeah, I want it. I don't know. So again, I'm questioning Jay Johnson. I am. Like, I know it's not disrespectful to Jay. Jay's a national champion coach. Obviously gets paid really well to do what he does at LSU. But I want some answers. I have no idea what's going on. I don't understand.
Okay, well, the pitching isn't even the only thing in question. I think there's been a lot of things that we've kind of been confused by. He did move Jared Jones to the one hole, and it's paid off pretty well. But I kind of want to talk to you about the fielding situation. We talked before the show about Michael Braswell, kind of what his deal is. I believe he leads the SEC with 9 errors right now. And when he hit the transfer portal after last season, Jay Johnson was like gung-ho on going to get him. And now you're not seeing the same Michael Braswell. You played infield and outfield, but specifically to his situation, can you kind of shed light on how or what's going on?
I think at this point where he's at, you can tell just a simple ground ball when he makes one mistake, whatever, it's up in his head.
Yep.
It's not the talent. It's not anything about that. He just needs to clear it, screw it, next play. I want the ball hit to me every time. When you get into that situation, he was, if I'm not wrong, I might be wrong, I don't know, but I want to say he was one of the top defenders infield-wise when he was at South Carolina. Like, he was a solid, he's going to make every play. I don't know if they're not taking enough ground balls or they're not doing enough, or I don't know. I mean, I was playing outfield my senior year. I get called from a workout. I don't even have an infield glove. They throw me a glove. Hey, take ground balls a second. I'm like, what's going on? And then that night he goes, all right, you're in there. It's like first pitch. We're playing McNeese State. A rocket right at me. I didn't even use my glove. I just squared it up. I was like, they're like, knock it down, do something, make the play. I mean,
also,
something.
Go ahead. What are we doing with Gavin Guidry? The guy was fastball, curveball all last year and was a great closer for us down the stretch. Now he's all cutters and sliders and has a 5 ERA, and we're not letting him play shortstop or try to play shortstop when he was the number 1 shortstop coming into college.
I want to say he turned down like $2 million out of high school as a shortstop.
Yeah, what are we doing? Like, give him a chance. Like, Braswell sucks. Like, right now, he's just not playing well.
Yeah.
Like, he's just not.
Like I said, like, I didn't play infield since high school. I mean, Ari was like, hey, we got to switch something up, boom. And, like, it was one day. Like I said, I didn't even have an infield glove. I don't even know whose glove it was.
Like, even the difference there is, like you just said, he came out of high school with $2 million, you think, for playing
around
shortstop,
that number.
But now, like, when you need that position, you're just not using somebody that's on your roster that can do that.
Like, he's obviously got the talent. He wouldn't have gotten, he didn't get drafted, whatever. But apparently that's the number he turned down around that. If he's getting offered that in the MLB out of high school, the guy's got it. I don't care if he hits 069. Put him at shortstop.
And that's what I mean. At this point, he's. What's worse?
Right.
Braswell had 2 plays today that he should have made too. I don't know. I don't want to bash these players because these guys are kids, and everything. But I think it's more the coaching, coach putting them out there and stuff, and like not just switching it up and giving Kucherag. He gave Kucherag a chance in the midweek. Like, give him a chance on the weekend.
Yeah.
Well, it was the bottom of the 8th, I think, that you had stepped away, but you came back and you were like, I walked to my car and there's another 2 RBI
It's like
double.
maybe 2.5 minutes.
It's a miscommunication where you have Kling and Bingham both retreat, and I guess the ball gets caught up in the wind and it drops right behind Braswell. It's a miscommunication in the outfield. Tennessee puts 2 more runs on the board. Like, it's little things that are losing these games.
What happened to Arkansas when College World Series 5 or so years ago? They didn't have communication on pop-up priority, like that type of situation.
Pop-up priority.
They lost national championship. If they would have made that catch, they win national championship. They're national champions.
Yeah.
just because of that right there, the little things like, and not you, as a player when you're in, in college, whatever, in mid area, like we would not pick up a bat. We did pop up priority. Like, oh my gosh, I couldn't even tell you how many times. Like
Pop-up priority. I actually like those
You-
days though, Jared.
yeah,
Because
no, I
pitchers
love it
didn't have
because
to
at
be
the
out there.
time,
You guys just had to wear it, and the pitchers really didn't. I mean, actually, never mind. Sometimes he would make us do it, and we'd be out there backing up bases and
Wait,
shit.
explain
Yeah.
pop-up priority. Explain.
so you get the fungo man out there, and at some points he's just like he tell Coach Will Davis like, hey, just shoot as high as you can, see what see what happens. You can't even see the ball at this point. Like it's like a grenade, frag out. Like where's it at? And but it's communication. Like all right, got call each other off, this and that, whatever. Like I'm telling you, there's one practice in the fall. We did not even hit BP or pick up a bat during that 2-hour window we had for practice, at all. We did pop-up priority, and
2 hours.
oh, dude, oh, and yeah,
Oh, yeah,
like you said,
that
Anthony,
wasn't-
y'all
that
love
wasn't
those days
uncommon.
because
Yeah.
Pitchers didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Well, the next thing you know, you got pitchers running the bases.
Except when we were done throwing and PFP work, and coach was like, "All right, pitchers, get in there, just start backing up bases," and we're like, "What? We have to be a part of this nonsense?"
There was one time they didn't even do the normal conditioning. They Coach Maneri and Alan Dunn had them do running the bases like live action.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That
it was
sounds even
great.
worse.
It was so great.
Okay, so let's switch it a little bit back to your career. You coached a little bit.
Yeah.
So having that experience when you're in you weren't ever in a situation like this, but like, how do you coach these kids up after a weekend where you're swept and like consecutive weekends where you're just losing? Like, how do you coach these kids up and keep them in it?
It's a mindset thing at this point. Like I said, where's the fire at? Like I mean, like I've seen times, whatever, just running the ball out. Care if it's a bad hit, ground ball, whatever, run it out, or someone step up. I remember one time, I had a bad attitude. Mason Cat stepped up and like pushed in the locker room in mid game. He's like, "Dude, you're being a cancer." Like someone stepped Mason Katz.
Who did he do it to though?
Yeah.
Huh? To me. I had a bad attitude, and that was maybe the first time I heard like that term in that way. You're being a cancer. I'm like, it took a second for it to click, but but like it's just guys like that. Someone stepping up and just ignite something. Like someone come in, give me some energy, give me talk shit. I want something.
I don't know if you guys saw this too. I mean, the guy wearing number 8. Again, this isn't a bad session, but I mean, when you are 3-11 or whatever the record is, or whatever 3-12 in the SEC. Yeah. I mean, I think we're just calling it how we see it, right? Hayden Travinsky's supposed to be that leader. He's wearing number 8. Dude doesn't even know that the ball is being thrown at second base today in kind of a crucial part of the game. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was like the 5th inning, maybe, or the 5th inning, and Tennessee had just gone up 2-0, and we had a runner on first. He was the leadoff runner, was on first, and it was a ball to whoever, I don't know, but he slides and second base is safe, and his first and second not allowed, so he wound up scoring the first run right after that. So that changes the whole dynamic of an inning. But that's what I mean is we're just not locked in. Like LSU is just not locked in. They're not. It's not.
No.
It's not good right now.
Well,
So
and also-
and again, I don't like being a hater. I don't like being negative, but I'm just calling it how I see it.
Yes.
When you don't slide into second base and the ball's being thrown there, I mean that's just a terrible, terrible look. Our product is bad right now. It's a bad product.
It's not even. You're not hating it. You're calling it how it is. Like that's it is what it is right now. I had the thought of like, and this might sound bad. They were interviewing Luke Holman on ESPN for the game. Like how they do the in between whatever. And I couldn't help. I'm like, damn. I wonder if this kid regrets coming to LSU right now. Like
Who?
seriously, Holman.
I know they kind of said something. They were interviewing today, and I was wondering that.
Oh,
too,
yeah,
but
they
I was
asked-
like, oh, what were you?
Yeah, what brought you
Yeah.
to LSU?
Yes.
What made you make that decision?
He was like, well, not
uh,
this bullshit.
Well,
Yeah,
it
literally.
wasn't to
I
go
was like,
3 and 12.
This kid has to regret
Yeah.
this. Like,
He's like, well, I saw Paul Skeens doing a lot better last year. I thought this was going to be a lot more
right,
fun.
right.
Well, then again, though, with Holman and everything, like he's doing his job. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Sheesh. I mean,
Well, I thought about that too. He's getting his
Yeah,
flowers because he's doing incredibly well for
yeah.
the
But
position
how many
at
times
LSU.
are we going to switch up his pitching days?
That's
Like we
what I'm
said earlier,
saying too.
just
Like how many
let him get in a-
we're now moving him to Saturday. Like
Yeah,
I don't
like,
know.
Let him go.
When you brought that to my attention on Thursday, they announced it, right? I think somebody tweeted it on Thursday. When you showed me that, at that point it was like, okay, now the question marks are for real. Like, what is happening? I do want to jump into the chat real quick. We've got Carl Dunn. Shout out Carl, always hanging out with us. He said it's very upsetting. Why are players not running out? And then he said he's ready for Jake Brown to pitch. I don't think. Who did we hear from? We're not going to see Jake Brown on the mound this year, huh?
I don't even think he pitched.
David Foltz. Our guy David Foltz was telling us that. Remember?
Yeah, we won't see him on the mound. Which at this point, why not? You really don't have much more to lose.
I want to see where Sam Dutton's coming in a little bit more.
Damn, people are saying Johnny, they can't hear my sound. My sound's messing up.
I want to see where.
Brett, hold on. People are saying they can't hear Anthony's sound.
Yes, I can't understand Anthony's sound's messing up.
Oh, Alex said it's better now. It's better now.
Okay, we're better. We're back in there. Okay.
Johnny said, "Man, this season is brutal. It's so tough. I'm used to waking up and looking forward to these games, and all it's doing now is driving me insane." Yeah, dude, I think a lot of people feel that same way. He also said, "But damn, Jared Foster is still a good-looking dude."
Oh, sweetheart. Wait, is that a dude?
Yeah.
Never mind. What's up, dude?
Nothing wrong with that. It's 2024, Jared.
Were you about to shoot your shot?
I mean,
Low-key. Low-key he was.
No.
Low-key.
I'm single.
Triple D. Guidry is shortstop.
See, Jared, there's benefits of coming on Beyond the Box, you know?
Oh, God.
Man, I love this.
Throw your Instagram handle up there.
Can I come in more often?
And get you some DMs going.
Is my Instagram name up there?
agreeing with trying Gavin Guidry at shortstop. I don't know. At this point, Jay is pulling all kinds of tricks out the hat. So
well, I don't think he's picked up a bat though. That's one thing. I mean, I think something's gonna click. Someone's gonna step up at some point. You got there's some veteran guys on this team, guys that been through a lot, and like Alnozo, like guys that have been here.
Right.
They know what it is, know what it takes. Obviously, they won that championship last year. One of them is going to step up. At some point, one of them is going to step up and, get in someone's ass. Something.
Yes,
I think it's going to happen.
I've shied away from this on previous shows just because, kind of like you, Anthony, we haven't wanted to, mess with anything or come off in a negative way. And we're not hating on these kids, but there is a problem. And I know this is not news, and it came out weeks ago, that Jay Johnson had to ban cell phones from the field. There is a problem. If you are the D1 college baseball reigning national champions and your coach has to ban cell phones from the field, I don't care if you're a transfer, I don't care if you're a freshman, I don't care if you're a returner, it's your 5th year. There is absolutely no reason that has to happen, and that tells you exactly what kind of mindset this team has. I don't know if it's ego, I don't know if it's entitlement, but it's a culture problem. And it's not Jay Johnson's culture, it's what we've rebranded the team as. And that might be a hot topic, and I might have just pissed some people off, and I really don't care. It is what it is. Like, it's a problem. And
why is it not Jay Johnson's culture?
He's the one leading.
Yeah.
So,
no,
but,
well, okay.
I mean,
when
it comes to cell phones, what were they doing?
Why do you say that, Abby?
Because we've seen Jay Johnson's culture in the past, and we saw what it was last year, and I truly think that it's some of the guys who came in here who weren't on that national championship team but are a part of a program that does hold the title from last year, and they feel this entitlement that they can act and do how they want, and they don't need to work as hard, and they don't need to be as locked in. And I think you have a handful of those guys, and I'm not saying names. I don't know for a fact. I could be completely off base, but what it looks like and what we're seeing on the field and the record that they have shows me that that's what's going on. And when I say it's not Jay Johnson's culture, it's because we haven't seen that problem from him or with his teams.
We are now,
past.
though.
Huh?
We are now, though.
Yeah, and this is also.
Now,
I mean, I'm not.
Hey.
I mean, he had a lot of Coach Maneri's players that were, that were there. There was a lot of leadership. He got Paul Skeens and he got Tommy White in there last year. I mean, other than that, there was a lot of leaders from previous teams and previous LSU. This is what I'm saying. That these are guys that now he's brought in and things like that, and that's part of. This is what I talked about, maybe like a week or two ago, and I said I kind of felt bad for him. It is part of the new coaching. It's why Coach Maneri retired too. Like, he didn't want to deal with some of this stuff, right? There's a lot of entitlement. These kids have access to things, and there's so many outside distractions. So it is kind of his culture, and it's on him now to corral these kids and to get them in a better place. Obviously, the first step is to take away cell phones or something like that, or to make some sort of drastic measure. So I disagree with you a little bit, saying that it's not his culture. I think that he's maybe could be doing a better job of creating a better culture, because I think that this all stems from the top. It's on him to bring these kids into believers and into buying into what he's selling. So I think he did that last year in a great way. Obviously winning helps, and you have some great players and stuff like that. But let's remember, before Omaha, there was a lot of question marks about that team too, that had some really great players. So again, I think we're starting to see some stuff that, again, is just a little bit concerning.
Like I said earlier, at some point, someone's going to click, something's going to click, someone's going to say something, step up, and I mean, shoot, it could be a guy we haven't even seen. I don't know, the student trainer. Someone say something, I mean, but it's like
Wardell.
They have the talent. The talent's there. It's a mindset thing.
Actually, I'm glad you asked me that question, because now that I think about it, it does start from the top. And, not necessarily that Jay Johnson is the problem, but it's his responsibility to fix it one way or another. So I do agree with you, because at the end of the day, it is his culture. When you look back on eras of baseball or football or whatever at LSU, the coach's name is connected to that. And you remember that coach is the character of their team and the way their team's played. So, yeah, you got me. You're right. I agree with you.
I'll never forget, P Money would humble you real quick. You're not owed anything. And one thing, what was the big deal about the cell phones? What are they doing? Like texting on the field, bringing the locker room? Bringing in the dugout?
I was wondering that too, Jared. What is that?
What was so detrimental?
Obviously, there's stuff that we're going on that we don't know about.
Wait, I was scared to even bring my phone in the facility when P Money was here, dude.
I don't know if it's just
what are they doing with their phones? That's what I'm saying. Why are
was
phones the answer to fix things?
Yeah, was it the right rule? You couldn't even talk on the phone inside the facility. You could text whatever.
No.
Yeah, right. You couldn't even talk on the phone. You had to go who
you had to go outside.
Talk to also.
I don't know. We're not there. We don't know exactly what's going on behind closed doors. But if I had to guess, I think it's just an overall distraction thing. Like you said, it's different now. The generations that are playing in college and just the way that baseball and college sports have evolved with NIL and social media and just entitlement across the board, I think phones do play a big part into that, and it's a lot of distractions with the communication on people on the outside and just.
Carl Dunn, go give him a talk. Look at him. Carl in the chat. He said, "I'll go speak to him."
You should. You should walk
get
right
in there, Carl. Let him know.
Let him
know how you feel. But
okay,
on some positivity, Larson does look good.
Wait,
Triple D.
Triple D. Larson
looks good.
As a freshman.
Oh, hey, I like him.
Yeah.
Hey,
me
got
too.
A nice swing.
That is a bright spot.
He's great at bats. Just like Milan too. Like every at bat he has is it's a pro at bat, and he's young. He's a freshman, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're both
pro
freshmen.
at bat.
Yeah,
I've seen multiple times. He's down 0-2. Next thing you know, it's 3-2, and he's battling it off.
Yeah.
Gets a base knock. Even if he doesn't, that's an at bat. That's getting more pitches out of the pitcher that's against you.
Okay, so
there's definitely good things there, and like I said, what we talk about, I think it's, and that's where I'm sorry to cut you guys off, but I'm starting to hold coaches accountable a little bit. I don't think we pitched bad this weekend. I really don't. I think there was some decisions that could have been made better. I think we got to get Braswell out of shortstop right now. I think there's some things that could just be done a little better on the coaching staff. It's easy to say that when they're 3-12, right? It is. Yeah. It's easy to say that right now and start questioning those decisions. But when you are 3-12, that's when maybe we start throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah. At this point, just.
And I don't think the answer is moving Luke Coleman out of Friday night. That's what I'm like.
I just don't agree with that. Of what the one stable piece. Why would you move that one piece?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that just doesn't make sense to me.
Back in college, we show up to the field and Aaron Nola is starting on Saturday. What?
That's what I'm saying. I think it sends a lot of question marks. What's actually going on? What do we I know we gotta shake things up, but that's the one thing that we actually felt safe about.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, going back to the chat, where was I? Oh, Carl said LSU is not making the SEC tournament right now. And then Abby followed up with, what do you think needs to change for LSU to turn their season around? So I guess let's combine those. What needs to happen for LSU to make the SEC tournament? Oof is right, yeah.
I remember Manera used to talk about the magic number was 14 wins in the SEC to almost solidify your chance of getting into the postseason. What's the number now, or is it the top 12 teams that go to
I want to say maybe just the bottom two
tournament?
teams don't get in.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
Things keep changing all the time, but I want to say the bottom 2 teams, from what I remember, I mean, it probably has changed. Those
I
last two
think we might
teams.
be in the bottom 2 teams though right now, right? Like I know
Yeah,
Oh
Auburn.
goodness, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I
was
think
gonna
we're in the
say,
bottom
Not
two.
used
We
to
got to
it.
be. I think Auburn has 3 wins and we have 3 wins, and where's Missouri has more wins than us.
Oh man.
Um,
Hey, we have had. No, granted, yeah, it's not the record we want, and there's things we can do, ain't fix, whatever. But we have had a gauntlet of a first half of the SEC.
yes.
Sheesh.
Yes.
Like last 3 weekends, what top 5 teams?
Yeah, we've
Tennessee
only
was
played
number
top
4.
10 teams
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
SEC.
So I mean,
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying is like good teams though. That's where I think. Well, I guess Florida's not top 10 anymore because they're in a little skid. But they were number 6 when they came and played us. So, but again, those are the things that I feel like you got to win one of those games against Tennessee. Why not start Coleman on Friday when they're thinking about not starting their Friday guy? Like try to get a win. We had Florida beat on Saturday. We were 1 strike away from beating them in the second game of the series,
that's where
and then
a
they
lot of
sweep
things,
us. You know.
Oof, yeah.
We won game 1 against Vandy, and we had a lead in the 8th inning in game 2. Like those things got to happen. You got to win those games. Those are the things that have to happen, and they're just not happening. So yeah, even in those hard series, those are the things that we needed to do, and they didn't get them done. So it's tough. They're gonna have to really. They got to win 2 out of 3 every weekend and sweep at least 3 of these, right? To make this tournament.
Yeah, what's the magic number? Is it still by? How do you find that? The top 14 teams, right?
Let's say, are you looking it up?
Do we have 14 teams?
My computer's dead.
Anybody in the
now.
chat know exactly what it is for the SEC tournament? And what has happened to Fidel?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a minute.
Who?
But who knows?
Yeah,
12 teams go today. Auburn and LSU are the last 2. Yeah, Ole Miss just won the series versus State. Yeah, exactly. We're in the bottom 2 right now.
So.
That's crazy to think. And the announcer said that we hadn't won an SEC series. That's so crazy to think about in mid-April that we have not won an SEC series.
Yeah.
Is this
That's crazy.
like? Can you think of another turnaround or another? What's the word I'm looking for? You win a national championship last year, and now you're 3-12 in the SEC the following year. I guess have you seen such a slide happen?
Yeah. In every sport, at some point, it has happened.
They did talk about
Ole
how
Miss.
like Ole Miss and Mississippi State both kind of fall off, after the national championship.
Yeah, they both didn't.
And again, when you lose team, and Ole Miss was one of those teams that got hot at the right time. They really weren't that good. I think they got hot at the right time. They had good coaching and seniors, and and even us last year. Again, we were not great all year going into the postseason. We weren't great. We just had the number 1 and number 2 overall pick, and Tommy White, the leader, and we had some really good players turning on at the right time and play pretty clutch. So again, these things are fickle, and somebody just wrote in the chat, Nuki Palmer. Was talking about how we're getting a lot of West Coast players, and that's just not what SEC and LSU baseball is. So Jay Johnson is that guy, the West Coast guy. He was at Arizona, but you see that the style of play is changing, and I think that's partially why I'm a little hard on him right now too. Is it's a hard game to watch. I don't enjoy watching LSU right now. It's boring. It's slow. It's not good baseball in my opinion. So again. I have a 30-person group chat of former national champions, and we're in there constantly talking about, different things and having different opinions. And there's a few guys in there that are kind of all under the same impression. This isn't a great product. This is probably one of the worst products that we've put out there in a while. And it's disappointing as a former player, somebody who has a lot of pride in the program. And, I think, like you said, like Jared said, there's a lot of talent there, but I think it's being misutilized. And I think we're putting people in weird situations and things like starting Luke Holman on Saturday and not starting Kate Anderson on ever in the weekend rotation. I really just don't understand. I don't understand. So
when he comes back.
Yeah.
Sorry, a dove almost took my forehead off.
Really?
Oh, came screaming in this thing.
Oh man, that's crazy. Okay, because I'm on I'm watching the stream, so it's on a little bit of delay. I'm gonna watch it here in a second. That's gonna be incredible.
Oh, dude.
Okay.
I was about to have a head-on collision.
What I wanted to.
I can't wait. I'm locked in on the screen right now.
Oh my gosh.
Jared's face. I'm so sorry. I didn't
Ooh, Nick Hessler coming in. Thank you.
Carl Dunn did say, he said it was the worst SEC start for LSU since 1977.
Somebody said that in our group chat. Oh, Jeremy just saw it.
You saw it? Yeah.
Sorry.
Dude.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I need to stop. Okay.
Yeah, no. They were talking about that in our group chat last night, talking about how it was one of the worst starts in the 70s or something like that. That's kind of wild. That's a long time at LSU baseball, being this way and having this product. So it's sad. It really is.
Oh, did you see Nick's comment in the chat?
I do. I know.
Oh, you're not.
I know. And that's, again, I don't want this to turn into a Jay Johnson bashing show, but again, I think there's just accountability, right? When you are this coach, you get paid really well. You also get a lot of praise last year, and he's gotten a lot of praise this year. There was a lot of people that said Jay Johnson is the best coach in the country. This is when you get that label, when you don't have the best players, when you guys are struggling, when you lose Skeens and Cruz. The best coach in the country should come to the rescue right now, and they should be figuring this stuff out, right? So I think it's just accountability. I'm not even being hard on the guy. I like Jay Johnson. He's always answered my calls. He's always been respectful to me, and I've had a great relationship with Jay. So again, this is nothing personal, but it is accountability. We are 3-12 in the SEC. So I think there's just comments to be made or conversation to be had, I think is the right way to put it.
I can't even remember the last time, like at this point in the SEC, that was the LSU record. That's not what you're used to. Like look the stats right there. Yep. 2-13, 3-12. Auburn's 2-13. We're 3-12. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah, like that's not LSU. And like you said, like I think majority of the teams, like I reiterate what I said earlier, where's the fire at? Like someone, like I said, it could be the student manager. I don't care. Someone do.
Yeah, Jared.
Jared,
maybe you could talk to this too, because Abby just brought up a good point in the chat.
Yeah.
A kid from New Jersey. One of my things that when I got down here, and I first noticed was that kind of passion that when we came in, I think when my class came in, it was like 20-something recruits. Out of the 20-something recruits, there was 14 guys from Louisiana. There was so much pride in putting on that LSU uniform. You kind of felt that in our class. Now, we had some, contributors from out of state in that class, DJ LeMahieu, myself, Micah Gibbs, those guys, and then Matt Clark from JUCO. But everybody else was from Louisiana, and it was like they kind of educated us on that stuff, and we bought into this LSU culture, right? And that's what I think is the thing that I was saying that Jay is battling a lot. You have these guys from the transfer portal that have played a year or two or three at other schools, and they're just trying to put on this LSU uniform to try to capture a national championship and put something on their resume, versus buying into what it means to be an LSU Tiger. So Jared, maybe you could talk about growing up in Louisiana and what that pride is like. Wearing an LSU uniform.
I think a lot of it came like when I first got to LSU, I was a football team. So that even LSU through and through, right? From Lake Charles.
Yep.
It's, McNeese State's there. I used to go all the games, every sport, consistently. But in that parking lot at those sporting events, you got LSU license plates, you got LSU stickers on LSU flags. It's throughout the entire state and nationwide, honestly. But like, being from Louisiana, having that, it's a mindset. Like, I really, really found that out. That 2011 National Championship, last time we went to the National Championship before 2019, man, it changed my entire mindset for life. It's like, you're not taking the food off my table, one of those type things. Like, you're not taking my lunch money. And it's just having that, it's a mindset. Like, man, how much can you take before you just break down and like, all right, I got to change something, attitude or work ethic, whatever it may be. There's so much talent on this team, and like I said, I still feel like it's gonna click at some point, and we're making a little run. And I'm optimistic, and because I love being like that, very positive about it. But yeah, there are a ton of things, but the mindset is the lunch money. You're not taking my lunch money. And it's Louisiana.
No, absolutely.
I
feel like
it's not just Louisiana, but I can't tell you, like, so if I went to, say I went to UCLA from Louisiana, I'm not, it's just a cool place, whatever, but I don't have, like, the wow, UCLA, like, that's my through and through. Like, I've always wanted to wear the blue and yellow or whatever their colors are. Like, No, I've always wanted to wear the purple and gold. Those three letters across my chest, and that
Yeah, and that's what
everyone
I'm saying.
feeds off of that. You know.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm saying is like even I didn't grow up in Louisiana, but as soon as I got down here, I bought in because of the people that were on the team.
Yeah.
There were so many people there that did want to wear the uniform. I had a lot of gratitude that I was fortunate enough to wear that uniform, and like I realized that if I didn't do what I needed to do, or if I didn't buy in, there was a kid that was willing to go there with no money, to take my spot. A guy that would be happy to take a book scholarship just to wear LSU's uniform. So
Absolutely.
that's the difference, I think, and I think when you have so many guys in the transfer portal, and some of it's out of Jay's control, right? Like you recruit these kids and they're selling themselves. You see them on social media, you talk to them on the phone, you don't get a feel for them necessarily as much as, some of the kids that you get to see in state and go to more of their games, and it's less travel, right? But when you're recruiting a kid from California, you can't go out there every weekend and see him
Yeah.
play. You can't have coaches watch him play and interact with him, in person and stuff like that. So there's just a little different scenario and situation and culture that he kind of has to adjust to
Yeah.
in this new day and age with the portal and NIL and all this stuff. That's another thing too. I feel like
It's so different.
sometimes like Jay's putting people out there just to make sure that they don't transfer for next year. Like it's like if a kid gets mad and all of a sudden he's like, you know what, I could go somewhere else if you don't play me or do this or do that. Like
Honestly,
I don't know how
then
much
go,
of that comes into play.
Well, screw it, go. If that's your
Well-
mindset, that's what that comes with
I-
wearing the LSU across your chest. I want to
No,
grind
I
out.
know,
Like
but
Tyrann
that's what I'm saying is I
Mathieu-
just think
Remember when Tyrann Mathieu tweeted about the transfer portal and all that? He goes, "Man, I sat behind
Yeah.
Pat P, and
It's
that
soft.
made me better. That made me work even harder. Like it's like I said, it's a mindset. Just I want to be out there. I'm not just gonna transfer just because I'm not playing or whatever it may be. I want to work and be proud of what I'm wearing on my chest.
I think the transfer
No, I
portal is
get it, yeah.
abused for sure.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a
And
totally
it's-
different era,
it's
but
slightly soft. Anyway, there are a couple good
Very soft.
points in the chat here. Carl said LSU has recruited Louisiana players, but the majors have taken them before they arrive.
Who did we lose last year in that freshman class? I really don't know. There has to be at least a couple or one.
I'm trying to think of
My computer's dead.
this year we lost Blake Mitchell, but wasn't he from Texas?
Blake Mitchell, but he wasn't Louisiana, huh?
No, he was. I think he was Texas. So I'm trying to think of some kids that from Louisiana that the last couple of years that
Well,
we've lost.
And to follow up, Nuki said Louisiana high school players have not put out great talent the last 3 years. So there's another point as to why maybe Jay's going outside of the state. But to your point, Anthony, you were appreciative and very aware of what the culture down here was like and, grateful for your spot. And you kind of understood the pride that goes into LSU athletics, but I don't think that everyone who comes from out of state to play here does. And I don't mean that as a jab. I just don't think that if you're not from here, it's very hard to get it, especially if you play sports here. And I think that you're seeing that, the lack of the fire that you keep talking about. You can't force that, and you can't make kids who don't get it.
No, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I think what we're talking about too, right? That culture that Jay Johnson needs to create, where kids buy in, and you have certain leaders. You have the Clay Moffats, you have the Cade Belosos, you have the Nick Pontiffs, the Chris McGee's, the Buzzy Haydel. Like you have all those guys that the Jordan twin. These guys that grew up here wanting to bleed LSU, maybe don't get every minute on the field that they wanted, but they're just happy to wear the uniform, and they make sure that they fire up the guys that are on the field and the ones that didn't grow up here, like it's like Jared said, it's a mindset.
I'm looking at the chat. Carl Dunn. Jared still has one of the greatest catches in LSU baseball history.
Fun fact, I couldn't even find my glove before I went in the game that inning. Well,
Tell us that story.
I got all right. So, I'm Fraley started in left field that game. So I was on the bench, whatever, and then Coach Will Davis comes up and said, "Hey, you might want to start stretching. Go into the game late, defensive replacement. Close game." I was like, "All right." So I started stretching. I didn't even think, like, dang, where did I put my bag before? Like, I'm locked into the game, and also like, I made a lot of trips to go get seeds and water.
Seeds and water.
So I mean, there he comes up and goes, all right, you're in. Infield's already taking ground balls and warming up. I'm just waiting. I'm still thinking Fraley's going in the game. He comes and taps me on the shoulder. Hey, go to left. I'm like, shh. All right. I'm stretching when I get in the outfield, but first, the glove situation, I couldn't find my gloves. So someone threw me an infield glove. I was like, no, this ain't going to work. So I found out where I found my glove. No big deal, whatever. But I don't think I threw one throw or whatever. Bases get loaded. Will Davis is screaming at me. He would position the outfielders. And I see, like, him waving his hands, whatever, and he gives me the, like, move this way, like, in and towards the line. So I go up there. That ball, like, I'll be honest with you, I was like, I don't know about this one. I'm running. I didn't when I felt it hit the pocket, I was like, wow. I'll be honest with you, because when I dove, like, my head's, like, I can't really see it. I just like, all right, it's like Sandlot, you know, when they hit the ball as small as whatever, and he just put his glove up. I was just
What game is this? Give me some context. I can't remember.
So Texas A&M. It was the Friday night game.
Yeah.
It was tie game, bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th.
Okay.
And like I said, I just found my glove, and I'm stretching in the outfield. And
that's incredible.
Like I said, like literally, like when Benny the Jet Rodriguez hits the ball to Smalls and the outfield in the Sandlot, he just puts his glove up and hits his pocket. That was my reaction. And I turn around when I get up, and I'm not gonna say what I was saying, but Bregman was right there. Bregman like came up and was like, dude, why are you all in my head? I'm like, why are you all the way out in left field, Breg? Like, and like, I was like, get away. And yeah, honestly, like.
That's how that went down?
Yeah. I wasn't even warmed up yet.
That's
wonderful. Incredible.
I love when y'all tell stories and you get a whole different perspective of moments that fans remember as being one of the greatest catches in LSU baseball history, and that was the backstory.
Yeah, fun fact.
You're right.
Yeah. No, but like in that situation though, like, hey, next guy up, whatever, I'm in the game, screw it, I don't care.
Okay, before we continue with more stories from y'all, I do want to shout out St. Rock Vodka for their support throughout baseball season. Actually, before that, they're great. They have 7-3 Distilling in New Orleans where they make the wonderful St. Rock Vodka, as well as some great gin, bourbon, whiskeys, all kinds of stuff. They are the official partner of Bayou Traditions, the official vodka of Bayou Traditions. So part of the proceeds of each bottle go back to the athletes. It's a great way to support the guys that you watch on the field, the girls that you watch on the court. And their vodka is incredibly good. It's got a little bit of a sugarcane sweet aftertaste, but super smooth, doesn't burn. Shout out to St. Rock. Also, shout out to Modesto for hosting us every Sunday weekend, because we've been here a couple Saturdays, and for giving us these wonderful chips that we snack on throughout the show. We wouldn't be able to do this Beyond the Box series without you guys, so appreciate y'all. All right, I do have a couple topics I want to cover. I am going to ask y'all, what is your worst sweep story?
I'm be honest with
you can't think of a single sweep that you were like, oh?
Like that we got swept?
Yeah. Or, yeah.
I
guess you could have a best sweep story too, like,
I can't remember. Off the top of my head, I was getting swept when I was playing. From like 12 to 15. Man, we had some good teams.
You can't think of one?
Not off the top of my head right now.
You can't think of a single sweep
that we got swept.
Either way. Okay, either y'all got swept or y'all swept somebody else.
Oh.
You've got to have one, Jared. You have to have one. It's a trick question. I got him.
Well, I wasn't prepared for that. I don't know.
Jared Foster, you can't think of one single time that you swept another team.
Yes, but like I'm trying to think
like
what's
went
the
out after. Like,
oh.
And Sunday Fun Day. I don't know.
I never went out.
You lie. You lie.
Ooh.
Oh, did we get Anthony back?
I'm back.
Oh, I can hear him.
I'm back.
Our wonderful IT producers, Brett and Adam, everybody, give them a round of applause for fixing the problem all the time. Go Brett.
Back.
Go
I'm
Adam.
back. I'm back.
Woo. Okay, you're on the screen. You're good to go. Okay, so my question, I don't know if you, like, lost connection before or after. I asked what y'all's best/worst sweep stories were. Jared has yet to come up with an answer.
Hey, Anthony, you go first. I'm pondering.
You can't think of
what was the
one
question?
single... Okay, like a series where either y'all got swept really bad and, like, that was an experience, or y'all did the sweeping and, like, went out and partied after. You can't think of one scenario.
I was lucky enough my freshman year we had a bunch of them, and I was hurt, so I got to party a lot. But
There you go.
And then my sophomore year I didn't go out that much, but I'm gonna try to think of any big sweeps that we had.
Like there wasn't a specific
I can't remember
series?
any my sophomore year, but I think I told you guys about the one in Tennessee where
Yeah.
we had a Friday. We won Friday, and then we were supposed to play obviously Sunday, but the weather was so bad Sunday that we played a doubleheader on Saturday, and we swept them at Tennessee.
Those are the best.
So that was nice. We went out in Knoxville, and yeah, Coach Maneri was actually really, really cool about that one. He was like, you know what, guys, I don't know if I'm going to check tonight, if I'm going to check curfew. I might fall asleep a little early, type thing.
Oh, he said that?
So that was kind of cool because we were all looking at each other like, did he really just say that? And we were on the bus, and we were like, okay, let's go.
Wait, is this a test right now? Like...
Yeah, exactly. We were like, huh. It's one of those optional practices, right, where you're not doing well, and they're like, all right, tomorrow's practice is optional, and you're like, that means optionatory.
Optionatory.
Oh, yeah. Hey, when I got my freshman year, so early work, like so we're talking about optional practice before work, get your early work in, ground balls, take some BP, get whatever. When I saw optional, I didn't show up. I showed up for practice. We're warming up, in our, stretch lines. And Maneri was like, where were you? I was like, what do you mean? I'm here. Like, practice starts at, for early work. I was like, I don't know what that is.
What?
I just picked up a bat for the first time since high school. I'm just here. I'm just happy to be here, Like,
just happy to be here.
Like, so that's when I really found out what early work is. Like, if you're not there, then, do you care?
Oh,
hold you accountable. Hold you accountable, And
yep.
I did not miss another one the rest of my career.
So, okay, explain to me why they even say things are optional if you're, like, pretty much, like, expected to be there.
You have to.
Oh, NCAA rules? Like,
yeah, NCAA, you can only have a certain amount of, like, mandatory hours per week or whatever.
So that's your loophole.
And with coaching, so the coaches weren't there. It was it was like a player-run thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, then, as soon as that, clock hit, let's say 3:30, stretch lines, it's on. But we're already drenched in sweat, we already had a practice.
Early work.
But it was holding each other accountable. Everybody's going to be there, right?
How long was an average practice day?
Including early work?
Yeah.
No, what practice time-wise a day, was it 2 hours? Technically, I guess?
Yeah, 2.5 probably, something like that.
Yeah. So if you showed up an hour before and did your early work, so that'd be 3.5 hours.
Oh, okay.
Some guys would get there 2 hours before, just depending on their class schedules.
Right.
Just depends.
Yeah.
But
that makes sense. Okay.
And then you can stay after too if you want.
Stay after.
After practice.
Like,
yeah. Hey, speaking of that, Jerry, I was gonna ask you a question because you mentioned Bregman earlier, right? And obviously Alex is one of the best to ever put on an LSU uniform, and obviously one of the best to do it in the major leagues. What was it like playing with guys like Alex Bregman, and maybe you can mention some of the other guys that were memorable teammates for you over the years?
Bregman, he went to class, but it was like he teleported to the field somehow, like because he beat everybody there.
Yeah.
Like he's already dressed in sweat, and everybody's like, "Dude, I'm leaving Subway, and I just left 10:01." How what happened? He's already dressed, whole deal. Like he obviously very talented, very good baseball player, and it doesn't happen by surprise. It's guys like that. Maybe you don't have to be a vocal leader, but you can by your actions and what you're doing, you can how to be a LSU baseball player, the work ethic and everything by your actions. But yeah, Bregman. I mean, and it was also understood when I got there. We had Grant Dozar, which Bo Didier.
Shout out Grant Dozar, what a guy.
Yeah, my first practice. I don't know anybody on the team. I knew a couple guys here and there, whatever. Going to the spring semester, I show up in the locker room. What's up, guys? My name's Jared. And Bo Didier was the first person, come and talk to me. Well, after that practice, he was like, hey, after you shower up, whatever, get dressed. He goes, hey, come with me. So Grant Dozar used to leave his keys underneath his seat in his car.
Oh my God.
Where's this?
And this is the first time I ever met Bo Didier in my life. Like, and he goes, hey, come with me. I'm like, all right, what's about to happen? Is this like some freshman initiation because I missed it in the fall? Or no, we go and get Grant Dozar's car and park it on the levee.
Oh.
What year was this? Because
2012.
if we're talking about, all right. So in 2010, we had the Red Lobster, remember? And we did the same thing with the Red Lobster. Yeah, we did some funny things.
Wait, what do you mean Red Lobster? Wait, what?
Hey, that's when Bo was driving your Charger you had, and he didn't tell you. He
That's
was like,
right.
all those parking tickets on campus because he would just park wherever.
Yeah, that asshole. That guy had fucking 45 parking tickets on me, and I came home and was like, dude, what are all these things in my glove compartment? And he was like, I borrowed your car a few times to go to campus. Yeah, that was because there was one time we saran wrapped his whole. He had a red Ford Explorer, old red Ford Explorer. And we called it the Red Lobster, and we saran wrapped the whole thing after we drove it to down where the softball girls used to park. It was hilarious. Then one time, this kid left his wallet everywhere and didn't understand. He would leave his wallet for days, different places. So I was like, you know what? One day I'm going to take his wallet, and we're going to see how long it takes him to realize it. So we actually took his wallet. We put it in a bowl of Jell-O. We were saran wrapped it, obviously, so it was protected in any money. Put it in a bowl of Jell-O. We froze the Jell-O, and we just kept it in my freezer until he actually said something to somebody. I think it was like 9 days or something like that before he asked anybody or told anybody that he was missing his wallet.
They
were like, you know what? That was actually a surprise in my freezer. Yeah, like so.
Eating at the 5, crushing the spread.
Yep.
Where did y'all come up with
Talking
this
about
shit?
Grant Dozar, you want to know what's bad?
Wait, hold on.
Let's talk about this.
Hey, he's really low.
Me?
Oh,
There
wait.
we go.
I think we're good now.
That's better?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, speaking of Grant Dozar, I think one of the most badass moments, this kid, I feel so bad. Him and I always talk about this story because obviously you never want this to happen to anybody, but it was 2010. It was 2000. Yeah, it was 2000. No, it was 2009. So he was a freshman, and we were out in the outfield shagging some fly balls or whatever, and we were standing in the back corner. We were just talking. We were talking the game. We weren't doing anything wrong, and fly ball comes out there, and both of us were looking at each other, and somebody said, and I heard it first, and somebody was like, Ranaudo, and I looked up and I saw the ball, and I just looked at Grant, and I was like, heads up, and he looks up, and the ball grazes and breaks his nose, like crushes his nose. Like, it was the craziest, like, I don't know if you guys can see me you guys can't see me on camera, I'm assuming, but
I can see you.
like, if he looked up and caught it, it just would have landed right on his face, but he turned his head perfectly where it, like, hit his nose, broke his nose, and just started, like, gushing blood. Dude just walked off the field like a badass, and, like, I think he played later that week or something, like, so shout out Grant Dozar. That was one of the craziest moments I'd ever seen. It happened right next to me, too, so, but, dude, I would have went down like a ton of bricks and I would have milked that shit.
Oh, you're not seeing me for a couple weeks, boss. I'm getting ice. I might have surgery during that time also.
That's what I mean. I'm milking that. I'm not going to class for a couple weeks, right? Like,
and especially getting those passes where I park on campus for free,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Grant was like he was just a team player, did everything. So he like randomly would catch bullpens. Dude, I think he was catching a bullpen the next day. He had like all this stuff in his nose. His nose is all fat and everything in the mask. I'm like, bro, what is actually going on? You're a badass.
He was the one where I got the nickname Jerry. Freshman year.
Really? He was the one that gave you Jerry?
Yeah. So we're on a losing streak, or when I say losing streak, we lost 2 out of 3 to Florida or something, whatever. Like, who's going to do something to step up? Which freshman's going to do something to change up our juju? And no one said anything, so I was like, screw it, I will. I didn't know what they were going to do. Well, when we get home to go into the bathroom, they got the clippers in there. Sometimes cut hair, whatever. Legit mullet. Shaves, mullet, hey, whole deal. Like, he put 3 lines on the side. Maneri didn't know what was going on. But he said, you don't look like a Jared anymore. Jerry looks better, and it just stuck. P Money just started calling me Jerry. You know.
No way.
I had it on my glove when I customized like gloves. Like when I was in the minor leagues, pro ball, whatever. I put Jerry on my glove. And
So that's where Jerry was born.
yes, well, freshman year, mullet, 3 lines on the side,
I
courtesy
love that. I
of
didn't know
Grant
that.
Dozar. Yeah.
Mendoza.
And I thought like I
Just
was
doing
getting
things for the
like
program.
yeah, I thought I was gonna like go like make me like eat like a roach or like a grasshopper or something. No,
What is up with y'all
we're
eating
getting a mullet.
grasshoppers?
Bo Didier did that at Ole Miss, and that was
Okay.
the only game we lost that weekend.
Oh, Clay Moffitt came on the show on Tuesday, and he was talking about how he ate a grasshopper too. So I don't know what is going on
No,
with y'all.
Yep.
with
like it was
grasshoppers.
I don't know, dude. It was
Like a locust.
it was like green. It was like
Oh,
it was
hell.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. It might have been on steroids or something.
And y'all lost too.
Yeah, he threw up like mid game, and that was the only game we lost that weekend.
No.
Maybe just stop eating grasshoppers then. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Going back, you were talking about how tough. Well, Anthony, you said it. Grant was because y'all would have milked that. But name some guys who you played with who were like the epitome of like tough, like badass.
He was the one that gave you Jerry? Sorry, I accidentally turned
Wait,
my
I was about
computer.
to say, am I hearing
stuff.
double?
Sorry. Yeah.
But name some of the.
I was trying to
name some
turn
of
it
the
up in my
guys-
headphones, but I turned it on my computer thing because I have a dual screen going, so you guys were
Oh.
kind of low for a second.
Oh, okay. Are we good now?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay, so did you hear what I said? Name some guys like
do it
the
again.
first people that come to mind when you think like just hardcore badass tough teammates.
Jacoby Jones.
Ooh, Jacoby Jones. That's a
Why?
good one. For
First
me, I
off-
think Jared Bradford, Mike Hollander, my freshman year. Then my sophomore year, I think Lewis Coleman. That dude wanted to pitch every single game. He was willing to put his whole career on the line. He just wanted to pitch. I'm trying. Micah Gibbs. Micah Gibbs was like just grinder. Like that dude didn't like. He was a badass. Tyler Hanover. I feel
Oh
like he's a good
goodness.
one too.
Hanover.
What was the like? What's the
Gritty.
overarching theme here? Why do you say all of these guys?
Hey, you just
Because you
named like
asked
the
who was
entire
tough.
09
No,
national
okay,
championship
okay,
team.
all right. Let's not get
That-
smart.
that says
I mean,
something.
like, what made you say their names? Like, what is the story behind why you think that?
Well, Micah Gibbs, for me, I think Micah because he was so durable as a catcher. That dude wore so many foul balls and just like you would never know. Like and just that dude just didn't know pain. Like I don't think he actually knew what pain was. So I knew he would be battling injuries or battling things where he got hit by pitches or foul balls or whatever, blocking balls. So for me, that was Micah Gibbs. Jared Bradford was just that kind of guy for me my freshman year. He was my locker mate, kind of a senior leader type guy. Came back for his senior year under Maneri, and dude just wanted to pitch every single game. He was kind of that hybrid role where he would be out of the bullpen Friday, Saturday, and then start Sunday. Didn't matter if he was throwing 150 pitches on the weekend. Maneri would obviously never let him, but it means if like he pitched 2 1/3 on Friday, he would come back Sunday and pitch 6 innings, 7 innings for us, that kind of stuff. Same with Lewis that next year, right? Lewis was the SEC pitcher of the year. I was the Friday guy, and I was kind of like our staple Friday guy, but Lewis was the best pitcher on that team because there would be games maybe on Friday that I would go 6 and we'd be playing Georgia and we're up 2-0 and Lewis would come in and pitch the 7th, 8th, and 9th and get the save on Friday and then come back on Sunday and pitch 7 1/3 and get the win on Sunday to win the series for us, so and a dude that in his draft year didn't care about that kind of stuff and was like, I don't care, I'm fine, I'm going out there, I'm doing that kind of stuff. So that was it for me for Lewis and Jared Bradford. And then Hollander was kind of that senior leader that he was just a badass. He was tough. Like he would be the guy screaming at people during 110s and making sure that nobody was, cheating it. And if anybody was falling behind the line or anything like that, or falling behind or not crossing the line or doing the little things where we'd have to do another rep as a team, he'd be the guy like in your face. And Hollander is not a crazy, tall, intimidating guy. His presence is very strong and known. So I think those are the reasons that I say it for those guys for sure.
Oh, I got one. Nick Rumbolo. He terrified me.
Oh,
Terrified.
dude, that guy.
Dude.
Yes, terrifying.
All right,
Wait,
this is
why?
great. Okay. Phenomenal pitcher.
It's
He had
8,000
good
degrees
stuff,
in this room
like,
that I'm in this house,
he had
or
good
this apartment
stuff.
complex.
Like,
You better
but
find
he
a
was
fan.
always just like so serious. Like you tell him what's up,
He
like
was.
passing him like in the locker room, he's like, so
Oh,
like didn't smile, he wouldn't like He's just always. It looked like he was always just locked in. Like he's coming in, bottom 9. I'm about to throw 90,000 miles an hour, and close out the game. That was like what he looked like all the time. One game.
Yep.
It was regional practice. Like the first regional practice, you got a certain amount of time and everything. Well, the pitchers shag balls in between. If it's there, say Rumbelow had the right center gap, he would go shag the ball to go there. If one of the outfielders didn't make a play on that one. Well, he was – Maneri calls up – he pauses the whole practice. And we're on time limit. Pauses the whole practice. Hey, come on.
I'm sorry to laugh. It's every time one of his players talks about Maneri, they do the voice. And it's spot on every time. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Abby's fascinated by that.
Every single one of you does it. It's hilarious. Go ahead.
I think we ended practice early just because of Rumbelow. All right. So, what I just saw – we can't win another game. Like, do y'all want to lose? Like that was the worst practice we've had all year. And he goes, you know why? And he calls out Rumbelow, and everybody's like, oh shit. And like the C's part was like, where is Rumbelow? And he goes, you weren't running faster. I'm shagging balls, enough energy. And like the C's part, like he's in the back, and he just stares at Maneri. He goes, have you anything to say? And he just stares at him. Does not say a word. And Maneri's like, all right, break it down. Well, break it down. I'm running next to Javi Sanchez. Shout out Javi.
Javi was the best, bro.
Oh, dude, absolute best. I still get some one-liners sent to me every now and then. They're great.
One-liners. He was the one-liner king.
Awesome. Well, we're running off the field, and Maneri's far ahead of us. We already broke it down, and he's walking. Well, all I hear is like fast feet coming behind me and like Javi, and it was Nick Rumbelow, and he says that frick you, very loud and a very aggressive voice, right by Maneri. I'm like, oh my god, that's another way. You never know what the guy's thinking. He was great guy, by the way, great guy. He was just always like,
yeah.
But he says that right by Maneri and just keeps running, and Javi goes, oh. That fires me up, bro. That shit fires me up. I'm like...
Javi had a great Spanish Cuban accent.
Yeah,
so
yeah. No, but, like, just in general, like, Rumbelow was just...
Terrifying.
Like, he's just always so serious. You should see him in the weight room. He's doing box step-ups to, like, 5,000 pounds.
Yeah, he was a beast. That's what I remember, because we'd be back there training, like, in pro ball and working out in the weight room, and Rumbelow was putting up this weight. I'm like, dude, this guy is an animal. And he would never smile. He would just be like, hey, man.
Yeah, he's
going to murder somebody tonight.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah, he's killing somebody tonight. I don't know who it is, but they're not
gosh.
making it.
That's a lot.
See ya, pizza.
That's excessive.
Yep.
All right, guys, we've been going for about an hour. You ready to wrap it up? Anthony, I know you're sweating wherever you're at.
Yeah, I feel like my face is purple right now. This room has to be 80 degrees.
I can't deny or confirm because I can't see your face, but
oh yeah, I forgot. But
so
yeah, it's not good.
Get my skin, so I think it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah, my neck on the right side is absolutely burnt.
He's gonna be sunburned on one half of his body.
It's a good glow though, Jerry. You look good.
I appreciate that. That means a lot.
That's why the guy said you were so handsome. It's perfect.
Yeah, that means a lot.
Good look. We make you look good here on Beyond the Box.
We'll have to get you back on when Anthony's in town, and we'll do it at Don Juan.
Yeah, as long as I get some more sun.
And some karaoke.
Oh, karaoke, yeah.
Do you want to give a little taste of your singing? You did say you were going to try out for The Voice. Exclusive